All right, on this episode of Bouts Talking Bouts, we got a big rematch going at BKFC 9. It is happening on November 16th. It is the main event. Jason Knight taking on Artem Lobov, arguably, fight of the year candidate. Could be fight of the year just outright. I mean, total war. And now we get the rematch, and I have Jason Knight on the show to talk a bit about that. How's it going, man?
Going pretty good, man. Just picked up 2 million, and I'm in line to get the Donovan right now at her school, so doing pretty good. I already did my morning training session, and just lit my last little hard session here in about 2 hours.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm kind of wondering who you've been, training with ahead of this one. I've been noticing some pictures on the Instagram and stuff like that, and it seems like you got like the ring situated in the backyard and stuff like that. You got a lot going on in that regard. So how has like the preparation been, and who are some of the regular people you're putting in work with too?
Man, it's been great. I'm twice as prepared as I was last time. I've got twice as much cardio and twice as much skill. So, I'm beyond ready for the fight. I did a lot of my training with Blake Singling, and that's who I train with at night. And then in the morning times, I've been training with Brandon Davis. He was my striking coach the whole time that I fought in the UFC. And then I had a buddy named Travis Thompson. He also fights bare-knuckle. He hit me up about a week or so ago and wanted to come down and kind of help out with the camp. And that's something that I honestly didn't even know that I needed. Since Travis has been down, he's been an amazing help. Getting me ready for the fight.
Yeah, it must really help to get that training in with somebody who's done BKB.
Say that again.
Oh no, sorry. I was just saying that it must help a lot, like training with somebody who also has done bare knuckle boxing too.
Yeah, for sure, man. And other than them, I've got a lot of sparring partners and stuff like that, and other guys that I train with. But those are all the main ones that's really been helping me out and getting me to that next level.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm kind of wondering because like you were initially scheduled to be taking on Leonard Garcia, but then kind of injury got in the way of that. How are you feeling heading into this one? Do you feel like, fully recovered and good to go?
Oh yeah, man. I was recovered probably a couple weeks or a month after the Leonard Garcia fight was supposed to take place, and I was ready to get right back to work. And pretty much as soon as I got healed up, I went right back to work. And I went right back to work, and I'm beyond ready for this one. No injuries, nothing nagging me or anything like that. Just cardio and skill ready to go.
Is that Garcia fight one you see happening down the line at any point? Not to obviously overlook this fight, but just in a general sense, do you think that's someone you'll toe the line with eventually?
Say that one more time.
Oh, I was just wondering if you think the Garcia fight will eventually take place someday.
I would like it to. I'm welcome to that. I think that, especially if I beat Artem, I think I'm going to be, a little bit above Leonard, and I think that I've probably got Jim Adler's coming up next, or Johnny Bedford, one of them too. So I feel like Leonard Garcia will kind of be a step back, but at the same time, I'm willing to fight whoever they put in front of me. And I think that Leonard, he would be a pretty good test. It'd be a fun fight. It would be actually something I would really like to do because I grew up watching Leonard Garcia, and he used to be awesome. He used to be pretty badass, but I think that he's a little bit past his prime, honestly. But it's still a fight that I'd be glad to make.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I was checking out some of the stuff leading into this rematch here, and I thought it was interesting. You thought Artem would kind of be a bit of an easier fight the first time out, and then you were talking about how you kind of forgot all your technique with the first punch sort of thing, and then you got in the slugfest that everybody ended up seeing there. I'm kind of curious, like, how does the mindset differ for this rematch as opposed to the first time out?
Honestly, in the first fight, I underestimated him. I thought that he was going to be, just a walk in the park. Thought that maybe I would knock him out. and he wouldn't be able to take as much as I could take. But now, I know exactly what I'm looking at. I know that he's a tough son of a gun, and he's not going to be easy to get at there. So I'm not going to go into the fight just looking to knock him out, and I'm going to make sure that I keep my head in place and I fight with skill, and not just toughness and heart and grit. I made a lot of mistakes in that last fight, and I've watched it over and over again. And I fixed all of those mistakes in training camp, and I'm just ready to go out here and display the skill that I know I've got.
Absolutely. And I also noticed that there seemed to be a bit more trash talk before the first fight, but now it seems like there's a fair bit of mutual respect ahead of this rematch. Is that a fair characterization?
Yeah, for sure, man. I respect Artem, he respects me, and we both know that there's really no need to talk crazy. He doesn't think that he's going to put me away easy. I don't think that I'm going to put him away easy. We know that for sure. And there's really no need for all the trash talk. If you want to hype up the second fight, go replay the first fight. I know that I've got respect for him and he's got respect for me. But whenever the gloves come off, we get in that ring, and it's time to go, then that's what's going to happen. We're both going to turn it on. We're going to fight like we're enemies until it's over.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I'm kind of curious because something I've noticed is that MMA fighters seem to transition pretty seamlessly into, bare-knuckle boxing, and especially in the BKFC rule set where there's a lot of, clinch work involved. So it seems like MMA fighters have a measure of, I guess, an advantage in that sort of regard. Why do you think MMA fighters have been able to transition pretty seamlessly to BKFC in a general sense?
Honestly, I think one of the biggest things is, like you said, that clinch game. It's something that we've been dealing with for years. I've been working the clinch since I was 14, 15 years old, and then you get me in there with a boxer who's never worked the clinch. He always gets separated as soon as it goes to the clinch. I think that I'm going to be more prepared for that than he is. And at the same time, I've defended clinches a long time. So if somebody does get me in a clinch, I know how to escape it. And I believe that where our range is down, closer to the bare knuckle than an actual boxer for sure. They've got 4 inches worth of padding. In MMA, you've got maybe an inch. You got 4-ounce gloves versus 12-ounce gloves, I believe.
Yeah.
But we're more ready for that. We're already adjusted. The hand speed's already there. The range is already there. And boxers, that's something they gotta work for.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was also noticing that you were a guest at the last BKFC event, and you got to also corner some tough fighters there. What's it like to, be cornering fighters for something like a bare knuckle boxing fight versus being involved with it yourself?
Oh yeah, it was a fun night. I went down there and I planned on cornering a girl named Sheena Star. She hit me up, probably a week before her fight, and told me that her head coach wouldn't be able to make it, and wanted to know if maybe I would. She wanted to know if maybe I would be in her corner. And I've always been the type that if I can help out a fellow fighter, then I'm down to do that. But whenever I get there that night, I'm back there warming up Sheena, trying to get her ready. Travis Thompson comes up to me and he's like, "Hey man, my coach didn't show up either. You want to corner me too?" I was like, yeah, no problem. And the only thing that really sucks about that is I haven't put in any weight with either one of them. I don't know what they're gonna do when they get in the ring. I don't know if they're gonna listen to me. I don't know if they've got good cardio, if they're ready for the fight. And then you got to go out there and be their coach. It was a little tough for me for sure. Trying to get either one of them to listen to me. Travis, he did a lot better than Sheena, as far as listening and staying composed. Sheena, I don't really know what happened with her that night. I think that either she got caught good, or maybe she didn't do as much as she should have in her training camp. But you know, she looked a little off that night. So it kind of sucked that neither one of them got the win. But either way, you know, I was glad that I was able to help them.
Yeah, good to have that helpful sort of attitude. But I'm kind of curious because I've noticed over the years some internet fans lovingly kind of call you Hick Diaz there. So I thought to ask about what your thoughts were on that Diaz Masvidal stoppage there recently.
Oh man, I was upset. You know, you had a phenomenal card, like one of the best cards that you've had in years, and then all of a sudden a doctor just ruins it. You know, by stopping that fight entirely too early. You know, of course it was a bad cut, but it was not going to affect Nate Diaz. You know, and what sucks so bad is Nate. You've seen him in these 5-round fights before. He doesn't really turn it on until the fourth or fifth round. He goes out there and he fights moderately until the fourth or fifth round, and whenever fourth or fifth round gets there, he really turns it on. And I had a hard time really choosing a winner for that fight. I thought it was going to be a war, and it was going to be you didn't know who to choose. But I did choose Diaz. I wanted Diaz to win because that's the big pro. That's who I've looked up to ever since I was 14 years old. I've looked up to him and his brother, along with several other guys. But Masvidal, I didn't know him I didn't know who he was until a few years ago. But I'm always going to support the Diaz brothers, and I just hate that they ruined that whole card for me. They went from the most amazing card to the biggest load of crap I've ever seen. You know.
I get what you're saying, and yeah, definitely a disappointing sort of situation, but kind of bringing things back to your last fight, or not your last fight with Artem Lobov and everything like that. I was noticing on the BKB Hall of Fame Twitter account they'd given it a pretty cool distinction. They named it one of the historical fights of significance, and it's going to be in the BKB Hall of Fame. There's going to be a statue there and everything like that. What did that moment mean to you?
I got sorry about that. I was checking out my little girls, but yeah, man, I believe that it's awesome. I've always wanted that kind of a war. I've always wanted somebody to stand on toe-to-toe with me and see who was going to be the first one to give up. Neither one of us gave up. Neither one of us quit. And just that alone right there was amazing to me. And the fact that they saw fit to put it into the Hall of Fame, I think that's awesome. That speaks volumes for me and for Artem. And I'm just the only thing that sucks is I didn't really display the skill that I wanted to in that fight. And I'm just I'm glad to get to run it back and get the opportunity to really put that skill out there this time.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think a lot of people are really excited for this rematch for sure, but I was also noticing on your Instagram, I believe, you shouted out Western Mass Cannabis as like a means of helping with, aches and pains in training camp. What other recuperation techniques do you use after a lot of that, hard training?
Right now I've mainly just been taking the CBD drops, putting them under my tongue or whatever, and then they got the it's called CBD body butter. It's kind of like a lotion type deal that it helps out a lot. But other than that, man, just ice baths, hot baths, stuff like that. Ibuprofen. But I haven't taken any supplements for this fight or anything. I just I heal naturally, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. And usually when I have fighters on too, I usually ask them if there's like any genres of music they're partial, like in terms of like what they like to train to, sort of thing. Also know though some fighters kind of like just training without the aid of music so much. Like where are you at on that end of things?
I really most of the time I just train to whatever my coach puts on, but he seems to be partial to old school rock and then old school hip hop for the most part. Just some off the wall stuff, but I guess it works. Really for me, I don't really care. I just, as long as I'm out there putting in the work, I don't care if we're listening to music or not. But if I had it my way, we'd be playing country music all day long. But no, we're trying to do all this.
Yeah, country music is great. I spent a few years as a country radio host, so definitely understand the appeal, but you've been great with your time, man. Is there anything you'd like to add as a parting thought as we're wrapping up here, though?
I just want to thank everybody who's helped me prepare for this fight. Blake Singley, Brendan Davis, Travis Thompson, all of the guys that helped me spar. I can't even name them all. I've had so many training partners. But Veteran Farms, that's one of my sponsors. Nelson Outdoors, Phenomenal Fit, Kickboxing, and then Kratom and Company. Those are all my biggest sponsors. Those are the ones that put forth the money to, really make this training camp happen and make it super easy on me. So thank y'all so much, and I promise you I'm going to go out there next weekend and put on a show and make sure I don't let anybody down.
I can't imagine you're going to be letting anybody down. I really don't see that happening, but people can see this fight on November 16th. Lobov versus Knight 2. It is the biggest BKB rematch you can do at this point. Going to be a great tilt there between Artem Lobov and Jason Knight. And just, again, Jason, really appreciate all the time and insights. Best of luck with your remaining preparations, and have a good rest of your day, too.
Yes, sir. Last but not least, thank you, God, for everything. God gave me this opportunity, and I'm going to go out here and sing and give Him all the glory. So thank you for having me on the show as well.
No problem, man. You have a good rest of your day. Thank you.
All right, brother. Have a good one.